Man, I thought the unemployment rate and the job market was bad before, but now it's going to be really bad with 220,000 people fired by Donald Trump. Make it make sense. He was supposed to give us cheaper eggs, give us cheaper grocery prices, but yet the first thing he does is firing hundreds of thousands of people from the government. A lot of them that he mistakenly fires and begs for them back not 24 hours later, especially.
Good morning. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about the federal workers that were laid off by Donald Trump. People shared their feelings, thoughts, and even some their personal experiences. Please don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe to my channel.
Hello. I was a federal worker who had 1 month left of her probationary period, and today I was told that I will be terminated at some point this week. I'm utterly devastated. I'm confused because my recent performance evaluation was exceptional and I got upwards of $1,500 as a bonus because my performance was so good. And this was my dream job, and it's just being taken away by an administration who doesn't care about science. It doesn't care about people who might be homeless with their dog now. They don't care about our species that we're trying to conserve. That's exactly what my job was doing. It was just to assess habitat conservation for species for a 55-year habitat conservation plan. We should all be so mad right now. We should all be crying like this because I'm just devastated.
Hi, I am a probationary federal employee.
Person number 2.
I was. Last week, I was fired along with about 1,200 others in my agency. The email said that based on my performance, the agency couldn't show that I demonstrated that keeping me in my role was in the public interest.
I would just love for you guys to explain what you guys voted for, because
Person
I'm
number
not seeing
3.
a lot of you guys getting what you voted for at all. I'm only seeing him tear down the entire systems that we're all functioning on, and then the next day begging for half of those employees back because he's so uneducated he has no idea who he's even firing.
In the last several days, you have illegally fired
number 4.
tens of thousands of mostly probationary federal workers. And what I think that you want people to think about these illegal firings is that you are using some sort of strategy and are making specific choices to save the taxpayers' money. Like you're taking a sledgehammer to the federal government because you and the people who work for you, like Elon Musk, who's almost certainly behind some of these, if not all of them, think that it will be beneficial to your private monetary funds. National parks employees, including EMTs at national parks, so can't imagine how that will go wrong when people start to go there in the summer. 1,000 or so employees at the Department of Veterans Affairs, which I think a bunch of employees at the Department of Health and Human Services, including 25% of the staff in facilities responding to the bird flu, and 1,300 employees at the CDC. 300 FAA employees. 67 people died in a plane crash, which was almost certainly the result of, or at least in part, the result of a lack of employees at the FAA.
I've been seeing all the news about all these federal workers that have been getting fired, laid off, people that are on probation, people that aren't even on probation, that, some people resigned that were in higher positions because I'm pretty sure they didn't want to break the law. But I've been looking at like the news on TikTok and on other stuff, on other platforms, looking at videos on here. Some of you people are just terrible people, honestly. I've been seeing in some of the comments, people were saying like, oh yeah, go Trump, go Elon. Like these people just lost their jobs. I saw another video. It was a couple days ago. This woman was talking about all the houses that were for sale in Washington, D.C. And this one woman was talking about, oh, these houses are worth millions of dollars. I wonder how they got it on their government salary. Like these people haven't potentially been living there for years and they bought the house cheaper and it's just like people don't understand appreciation of an asset. It's ridiculous. And then I responded to somebody talking about this, and this bitch gonna say, oh, I'm glad like if I have to suffer, or like basically saying, oh, if I have to suffer, so do they. Like we all have to suffer through and manage all these cuts that are happening because of Doge. Like what? Y'all just on here just saying stupid shit, talking federal workers, people that have to, like, y'all clearly don't know how it works to get hired and have not had to navigate USA jobs and how difficult the requirements are. You have to have the resume tweaked a certain way. Laughing and enjoying that people are losing their jobs.
I was terminated from my federal government role on Saturday on the grounds of performance issues and my skills and abilities not being adequate for the agency's needs. So get ready with me to go nowhere. But even though I was terminated from the exact role I wanted after finishing my master's in public health, the world continues to spin and time continues to pass, all while this administration is gutting the federal workforce at unprecedented rates in such a careless manner that they accidentally fired nuclear analysts that they had to call back, and workers at the CDC who were working to mitigate the bird flu crisis that has led to the highest prices of eggs we have ever seen. And we have a president who thinks he's above the law and literally tweeted that he who saves his country violates no law. And we have migrants being deported to countries they're not even from, and nonviolent undocumented offenders are being sent to Guantanamo Bay with no way to contact their families or even the outside world. And elected officials are being targeted for informing people of their rights when encountering ICE. And our president is treating the Gaza Strip as if it's prime real estate rather than the home of millions of people. And Democratic representatives have virtually no power in Congress right now because they are outnumbered in both the House and the Senate and don't need any Democratic votes to do things like confirm Trump's cabinet's pick. Speaking of, the top health official in this country has been documented numerous times as not believing in vaccines and is actively investigating the vaccine schedule for children. And our president is blaming Ukraine for a war that they are currently fighting even though they were invaded by Russia. And the European leaders held an emergency summit to discuss the insanity of the fact that Ukraine was left out of peace talks between Russia and Ukraine and what the implications of how Trump is handling it all means for Europe. And China is sweeping in all over the world to fill in gaps from the U.S. removing its soft influence and power that we have had all these years through the aid delivered by USAID. And there are protests going on all over the country protesting Doge and Elon and immigration and the federal layoffs. And we still have this billionaire that no one elected running this country with virtually no checks and balances through a made-up government agency that he post publicly made the head of, and now we're being gaslit and just said he's not.
Thanks for watching this video. Have an amazing day. Thanks for watching this video. Have an amazing day.